So one of the really important things you have to consider when your bird is molting, especially if it's by itself, that on a daily basis you're going to have to do a little preening for him around his neck area and his head area, because if they have a mate, they'll have a mate do it. They'll do it for each other, but if they don't, you have to do it for him or her. So really, right around this area, around the ears, around the eyes, and underneath the beak. I guess you could call that the chin. And they might not like it at first, but they'll get used to it. The only reason they wouldn't like it in the beginning is because they're not sure what you're doing. But they learn. I can feel some right in there. And you'll start to get familiar with what the little shafts feel like when they haven't been broken yet. And you want to be careful that you don't want to go too far, because you could draw blood if you go too hard. And you can see the little flakes drop down, collecting underneath wherever you're doing it. And now, let's start with that, and then I'm going to put his harness on and take him outside. That's another thing about putting a harness on. When I first started doing that, it seemed kind of like a waste of time. It took so long, but now I use it as part of the time that we spend outside. He never likes to get the harness put on him, but I think it's a good bonding, that you can do that every day, even if it takes you 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever to get that harness on right. At least you're getting some time with your bird, extra time. So he's shedding some feathers right around underneath his, in his wing pits and stuff as well. So that's another thing when you're putting on the harness, and if he's molting at the time, it is going to get rid of some of the other harder to reach feather shafts. Right, Scotty? Oof. There we go. Yeah. Is that okay, big boy? And, give him some reassurance. However you do it, just let him know that that you love him or her. It's all bonding. How's that, big boy? You ready to go outside? Oop. There we are. We are ready to go.